Hello, I am Reverend Dr. Namches. In this video, we will learn how to create Google Forms. But before we learn how to create a Google Form, these are the basic requirements. You should have a Google account. You should have a Gmail account. That's requirement number one. Requirement number two, you will have a PC, a desktop, or a laptop, a personal computer. And then requirement number three, finally, you will have an internet connection. And now we continue to create a Google form. I already have a PC. I already have an internet connection, as you can see. And then I open my browser. And I can simply type forms.google.com, and I press enter. And then it simply brings me to the Google form. Alternatively, this is just one way to do it. Alternatively, I can close it and then open it again. I can simply go, you can see my Gmail account. Then this is Google Apps. I can simply click on this Google Apps, then scroll down to find Google Forms. So once I click on Forms, the same page will open. So I click on Forms, and as you can see, we have templates of different forms. This is for party invite, this is for RSVP, assessment and contact information, and now this is a blank form. So in this course of this learning, we are trying to create a blank form. So I simply click on the blank form. I click on the blank form. So in this form, we want to create a form, a general survey, a general Australian survey based on demographics. So I will simply title the form Australian, Australian General S- Demographics Survey. And so you can see the form description. I can add any description I like. I can make it appear in bold. I can make it appear in italics. I can make it appear underlined, but I will choose bold and underline. I will choose simply bold. So for the general Australian public, irrespective of background, location, and age. And so that's the description of the form. And then I would check each of these icons on the right. This is add question. This is import questions. I use import questions if I want to import a question from another Google form. If I want to import a question from another Google form, I use import question. Add title and description, add image, add video, add section. I would simply make use of only add questions for the sake of this video. And then I will click add question. So the first question I want to add is, this is the question number one, name. So tell us your name. And then I have options. How do I want the respondents or the general public who are answering these questions, how do I want them to present their answers? So the first option, as you can see, is written short answer. Do I want it to be a short answer? Do I want it to be a long answer? Do I want them to just click on a radio button? Do I want them to select more than one? Do I want them to click on a drop down menu just like this? So I click on this drop down menu. I have short answer. I have paragraph, which is a long answer. I have radio button, multiple choice. I have check boxes. I have drop down. These are the 5 options how your respondents can reply to this. So this is just a name. A name is just a short answer. A name is just a short answer. So I will select short answer. And then this is duplicate question. If I want to duplicate this question, I click on this place. If I want to delete this question, I simply click this. If I want to make this question compulsory so that any person who doesn't fill this particular question will not be able to submit his form, I will simply click required. But a name is not all that necessary in a survey. So I can uncheck it. I can uncheck it. So I want to duplicate this question. Duplicate. So as you can see, I scroll down a little. You will notice that I have the same question name here, the same question name here. I may do this because I simply want to change this to surname and then change this to first name. So you can see I now have first name and surname, and both of them are short answers. Both of them are short answers. Okay. This is also a short answer for question number 2. And then for me to add another question under surname, you can see I am inside surname. I make sure I click inside surname. And then if I click add question, this add question, a new question will exactly come under this because these options are by the side of surname. So I click add question. As you can see surname, you can see a new question. And now I want to ask my respondents or the general Australian public the gender. What's your gender? You that is filling this form, tell me your gender. So gender should not be a short answer question. I wouldn't want them to type male or female. I would type male or female by myself, and then I will ask them to click. Either you click male, either you click female, either you click non-binary, or you prefer not to say, maybe for privacy reasons. So we go to our options. Short answer, oh, it's not, we don't want this. Paragraph, radio button just for multiple choice, and checkbox and drop down. So I can make use of multiple choice. I can make use of drop down because you must be one. It is either you're a male or you're a female or you're a non-binary. So I can use drop down to achieve it. I can equally use multiple choice to achieve it. I prefer to use multiple choice because I have only 4 options. If I have up to 20, 30 options, I can decide to go with drop down. So I have multiple choice selected. So I come to the option 1, I type male, M-A-L-E. I come to option 2, I already have female. I come to option 3, I have prefer not to say. I come to option 4. So I scroll down a little. I come to option 4, non-binary. Maybe I have option 5. Oh, that's a mistake. So as you can see where I can remove it. This means remove. I can remove option 5, which I mistakenly type. So I will just click remove. So I now have gender, male, female, prefer not to say, non-binary. And now, as you can see, I can delete this question. I can duplicate this question. I can make this question compulsory. So it is indeed, if it is compulsory, so I will have to click required. So that any person who comes across this form must indicate his or her gender, or he or she can simply click prefer not to say for privacy reasons. And then I can also add a new question. I can add a new question. You can see I am right under the last question, inside the last question. So I click add question. So this question will capture cultural background. Tell us your cultural background. Cultural background. Are you an American? Are you an Asian? Just tell us. So we have also multiple choice. Multiple choice enables you to pick only one. You can't be an American and be an Asian, even though you may be an Asian American, but you have to choose one. We don't want you to choose two. If we wanted you to choose two, we can go for check boxes. So I will click multiple choice. So in the options, I will pick Australian. I will also pick American. I will also pick African. I will also pick Asian. I will also add European, and then I will finally add Middle East. Okay, I hope I have represented majority of the continents, and then I can simply put add other in case I forgot any continent. So you can see add option or add other. So if the person belongs to a continent that is not listed here, what will the person do? What will the respondent do? The respondent will now have the option to manually type his or her continent. So I will type add, I will click on add order. So you can see the dotted line. You can see the dotted line where the respondent is meant to type his or her continent that was omitted here. Okay, I hope we are doing fine. And so we have another question to ask our respondents. Okay, I will simply choose age bracket. Tell us your age bracket. You are filling this form. We need your age bracket and we want it compulsory. The Middle East, the cultural background, we also want it compulsory. You must tell us. If you don't want to tell us, you can say other, or you can add prefer not to say. Prefer not to say. But you must click something. Prefer not to say. So you must click something. You must. If you don't want to tell us, simply click prefer not to say. And now age bracket, option 1, we have the kids 0 to 12 years, which are regarded as kids. Adoption 13 to 17 years, which are regarded as teens. I will click on adoption. 18 to 64 years, which are regarded Okay, 18 to 34 years, which are regarded as young adults. Another option, okay, 35 to 64 years, which are regarded as adults or older adults. And then another option, we have 65 years plus, which are regarded as seniors. All right, I think that's a good one. So we just added age bracket to our survey. Okay, additionally, we'll add another question. So this is add question. You can see my mouse pointer, add question. So I will click on add question. You can see if I want to add this question on top of this age bracket, then I will simply move this. I'll simply move this. I'll make sure that this cultural background, that this add question icon is by the right of it, which is on top of the age bracket. So maybe I'll simply try that. You can see my cultural background. You can see age bracket. So I want state to be in between cultural background and age bracket. So what do? I make sure that I click here, cultural background, and you can see that add question is now on the right hand side of cultural background. So I will click add question, and as you can see, the new question has now come in between cultural background and age bracket. So I want to just fix this new question in between cultural background and age bracket, as you can just see on the screen. As you can see on the screen. So the new question is state. Okay, which state of Australia, okay, do you reside? Which state of Australia do you reside? So the first option, you must choose one state. You can't reside in two states. So we have the New South Wales, the New South Wales. Remember, we use a radio button which allows us to make only one choice because you can reside in more than one state at a time. So we have the Victoria, and so we have the Queensland, additionally we have the South Australia, and then we have Western Australia, we have Tasmania, and so we additionally have two main territories in Australia where people also reside, which are not states on its own, but they are main territories where people reside. So we have the capital territory of Australia. Just capital territory should be enough. And then we have the Northern Territory. N-O-R. And so this question is compulsory, so I will choose required. It's very compulsory to answer this question. So you can see right under the question, you see H bracket. So we have now represented H bracket. We have represented location. We have represented cultural background. We have represented gender. So these will help us to run analysis, different analysis. And then we continue with other parts of the form as we click add question. Okay, I will have to delete it. I would want the add question to exactly be immediately below H bracket. So I'll click inside H bracket. You can see my add question is by the right, so I'll click add question, and the new question will be generated immediately under H bracket. And so we will begin with favorite sports. Okay, let's call it most favorite. Tell us your most favorite sport. Anyone who comes across this form must tell us his or her most favorite sports, and this question is compulsory, so I click required. Most favorite sports. So what are the most favorite, what are the sports? What sports are played in Australia? For instance, of course we have football. Of course we have football. And make sure you're on multiple choice radio button, which enables you to select only one at a time. So we have football. And option number 2, we have basketball. And option number 3, we have tennis. Option number 4, we have swimming. We have cricket. And then we have rugby, R-U-G-B-Y. We have dance, D-A-N-C-E. We have gymnastics. We have gymnastics. And then in case we didn't mention a respondent's most favorite game, he should please tell us. I will now click add other. He or she should please manually tell us. And additionally, he can prefer not to say. I don't know why I'm adding prefer not to say. I don't know. I just have to add it. I don't know if I'm, just in case I don't breach any privacy concerns. There are different rules in different countries. Okay, most favorite sports. Okay, but you can see that, okay, let's leave it like this. Let's leave it like this. Okay, let's consider favorite music. Oh, sorry for that. So I will click inside. Okay, okay, this is the last one, most favorite sports. So I click inside it, and then I click add question. Most favorite music genre. So I also have multiple choice. Option number one, pop. Option number two, hip hop. Option number three, rock. Option number four, reggae. Option number five, R&B. Option six, Afrobeat. Option seven, classical. And then I also have Christian or gospel music. Stroke gospel music. And then in case I did not mention a particular respondent's most favorite choice, I will click add order so that I will create a space where he or she manually types that kind of music that he or she likes most. So I'll click add order. And then it's required, it is compulsory that you answer this. While I also create an option for prefer not to say. Okay, so we now add a new question. A new question. Okay, let's say favorite drink. Favorite drink. Favorite drink. So, and this question is compulsory. So I will simply click required. Favorite drink. It's in short answer. I would want it to be multiple choice where you have multiple options, but you have to choose only one. So option one is water. The next option is milk. The next option is juice. The next option is soda. The next option is tea. The next option, I scroll down, is energy drink. The next option is smoothie. Smoothie. Smoothies. The next option is coffee. And then another option, prefer not to say, while I also create a room if I have forgotten any. This is order. So you have to click on order and manually type in the most preferred drink. So additionally, we'll add favorite, we'll add a new question. Okay, I have to scroll up a little. This was my last question, favorite drink. So I'll click inside favorite drink to highlight it. And then I'll click add question. Clicking inside favorite drink ensures that once I click on add question, the question will automatically be the next question after favorite drink. So I'll click add question. And you can see favorite drink on top and with red asterisks indicating it is compulsory. So okay, let's choose favorite place of visit. Favorite place to visit. Okay, let's add most to it. Most favorite place to visit. And so I wouldn't want it to be a short answer. I want it to be multiple choice with radio buttons that enables us to choose just one. And then I would want it to be compulsory. Every respondent must answer this question. So the first option is a beach. Is a beach. The second option is a park or playground. The third option is a shopping center. Wow, everybody likes going to a shopping center. Okay, but not all. Another great one is a cinema, but you have to choose only one. Your most favorite place to visit. Okay, a zoo, a museum, friend's house, or simply visit a friend. Okay, let me delete this. So let me simply write prefer not to say. And then I will simply add other. So in case visit to a friend is your most favorite place of visit, you simply type it. You simply click order and type it. So I simply have few options. Okay, I can equally add church or mosque. That's a place of worship. That's additional. And then I'll go through. This is my first question. First name, short answer, surname, short answer, gender, compulsory. You can see the red asterisk indicating that it's a compulsory question. And then I have cultural background is also compulsory. You can see the red asterisk. Which state of Australia do you reside? State of residence in Australia, you can see is compulsory. Is compulsory. So I can equally add prefer not to answer. Okay, let me add prefer not to answer. Let me add prefer not to answer or prefer not to say. I wouldn't know why you would prefer not to say, but I'll simply add it. And then each bracket, maybe I will simply add prefer not to say again. I wouldn't know why you would choose that, but I will just for benefit of doubt. And then we have most favorite sports, which also has a red asterisk, meaning it is compulsory. I also have most favorite music genre, also has a red asterisk, means it is compulsory. And I also have favorite drink, which also has a red asterisk, which indicates it is compulsory. And it also has a prefer not to say and an order. So most favorite place to visit also has prefer not to say, and it also is compulsory. The red asterisk indicates it is compulsory. And so I think we have come to the end. We can add so many other questions, but I think for now this should be enough for the sake of our simple analysis. And then before I publish, this is publish. Once I click publish, this survey will be visible to the general public anywhere in the world. I will simply need to send a link of this form. And once I send the link, maybe through WhatsApp, maybe through Messenger, maybe through TikTok, Instagram, any social media, once I send the link to anybody, he or she clicks the link and it will bring him to this form. So, but before then, I would like to, this is customized theme, this is preview, this is very important. After creating a form, you ensure you preview the form. This is undo, if in case I want to undo the last action I took. This is redo, in case I want to redo the last action I did. This is copy responder link, and this is share. So let's simply preview. Once I click preview, the preview will open in a new tab. So I'll click preview, and you can see it has opened in a new tab. So Australian General Demographic Survey for the general Australian public, irrespective of background, location, and age. So asterisk indicates required question. You can see I just highlighted asterisk indicates required question. So first name, there is no asterisk. So you can simply type John. Surname, you may not type it if you want. Gender, you must choose your gender. Cultural background, maybe Australian. Which state of Australia do you reside? Maybe at the Capital Territory. Your age bracket, maybe 35 to 64 years, older adults. Most favorite sports, maybe basketball. Let's say dance. And then most favorite music genre, let's say Christian or gospel. So if you don't, okay, most favorite drink. Okay, you can simply click prefer not to say. You can click order, and then it will require you to type. Hmm. So what do I simply type? I can type hot water because hot water is not listed here. So I can simply type hot water. Most favorite place to visit, I can say church or mosque. Okay, and then this should be submit. So as you can see, this is the complete form which we just previewed, and we think the form is good enough to be published. The form is not yet published. You can see it is not yet published. So the form isn't accepting responses yet because it is not published. So I will simply close this tab, this preview tab, and back to my form. So I will simply click publish. Click publish. Anyone with the link can fill this form. So I'll click publish. Now the form has been published. So this is the link. I can click copy. Once I click copy, I have copied. Okay, I have copied the link. I have copied the link. I can also decide to shorten the link. If I want to shorten the link, I can click on copy responders link. You can see it. You can see my mouse pointer on it. I will click on it, and then I will shorten it. Once I click on this place, you can see the link is now short. If I uncheck it again, the link will be long. If I click it again, the link will be short. So it doesn't matter. Let me leave it to be long. I will copy the link, and then I will send it to a WhatsApp group. Maybe your class WhatsApp group, maybe your church WhatsApp group, maybe your community WhatsApp group, maybe your friends WhatsApp group, where you will have so many people to fill this form. So I would simply open my WhatsApp on my computer. I have my WhatsApp installed on my computer. So this is my WhatsApp. Just opened it. And then my data analytics class, my special data analytics class. Okay, that's the special data analytics class. I'll click on it, and then I will simply copy and paste. So you can see the link. You can see the link all the way from here to this place. You can see the link, I just highlighted it. And then I can add a write-up. Immediately after the end of the link, can shift, and then I will type, please help fill this form to enable us run our analysis. Thanks. And then I'll click send. And then once I click send, this link has been sent to this WhatsApp group, and I can equally send it to as many people as I want, to many friends, to many relations. I can send it to as many people as I want. So what if I close this page and I want to return back to this form? Meanwhile, this form, okay, this is the title of the form. So I can close this, and this is my desktop. So I want to return back to this form. So I will simply, I think I'm having a slow network. Okay, so I now have my internet restored. So simply go to Google Apps, and then I'll click on Forms. I can simply type forms.google.com, forms.google.com, and I press enter. And this Australian General Demographic Survey, so I can rename it Australian General Demographics Survey. So I'll click OK. So that's it, Australian General Demographic Survey. So I will simply click on it. Boom, the form opens again. So as long as people are filling the form and submitting the form, I'll see that on responses. So currently we have 0 responses because I just published the form right now. So I don't expect to get any responses immediately, which is still possible anyway. So immediately people keep filling the forms, we keep getting responses. People keep filling the forms, we keep getting responses. They keep filling the form, responses keep increasing from 0 to 1 to 10 to 20 to 100 to 1,000 to 1 million to 10 million, depends. And so we have just learned in this video how to create a Google form. This is Australian General Demographic Survey, which included a non-compulsory first name and non-compulsory surname, while other parts of the forms are compulsory: gender, cultural background, state in Australia, state of residence, age bracket, most favorite sports, most favorite music genre, favorite drink, and the most favorite place to visit, where each and every one of them are compulsory. So I would simply ask you to click on the subscribe button to enable you receive updates on new videos. We'll make a new video when we have received enough responses, and then we will use these responses, download them in the Microsoft Excel, and use these responses to run a very simple data analysis, a live data analysis, probably using Power BI, which was designed by Microsoft, or we can use a Tableau, or we can simply work right inside the Microsoft Excel itself. We can run the analysis right inside the Microsoft Excel sheet. And that brings us to the end of today's class. Please click subscribe button. Remember, I am Reverend Dr. Namches. Thank you and goodbye.